It must be pointed out that HIV and AIDS are not the same thing. This may sound like a simple thing, but many people continue to misunderstand this basic concept. HIV is a virus which affects key cells of the human immune system. HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. Without treatment, someone who is infected with HIV will eventually go on to develop AIDS. AIDS is an acronym for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. AIDS occurs when the immune system had been sufficiently damaged by HIV that it can no longer fight off commonly occurring infections. Infections which cause virtually no problem to a healthy immune system. We will now break these terms down, so that we can gain a much deeper understanding of them, enabling us to correct our own and other misunderstanding. After all, correcting this misunderstanding is key to addressing much of the stigma still associated with HIV/AIDS. First, HIV, human. It is a human virus, therefore it can only be passed to and from humans. There are animal versions of it, which some people believe led to HIV in humans. Immunodeficiency, as we have already said, quite simply the virus destroys the immune system, leading to the person being likely to get many common infections and illnesses, as a result of the damage to the immune system. Virus. It is a virus, and its sole purpose once it gets into the immune system is to produce millions more virus particles every day. Now AIDS, acquired. It's acquired because we catch it from someone else. Immunodeficiency, causing deficiency of the immune system, as we have already said. Finally, syndrome. A syndrome is a collection of symptoms, in this case indicating that the immune system has been damaged. The terms are used interchangeably as if they are the same thing. They are not. HIV is a virus. It gets into the bloodstream, and slowly, usually over many years, damages the immune system until the person begins to get ill. Without treatment, for most people it takes between 5 and 10 years for the illnesses to start, and again without treatment most people will die within 18 months of their first illness. There is no agreed exact time or point when HIV becomes AIDS, but the easiest way to think about it is HIV is the virus and AIDS is the illnesses, or when the immune system is so damaged that illness is probable. There are over 40 very common infections and illnesses that are or have been said to be AIDS-defying, e.g., pneumonia and some kinds of cancer. Since the drug treatment, people are less likely to be given an AIDS diagnosis, and even if they did get sick, the drugs are likely to make them recover. So someone can go back from having AIDS to just being HIV positive. For this reason we use the term AIDS rarely in the UK, as it's still associated with dying. Not the case for wider public and the media. However, some people who have HIV and had an AIDS diagnosis years ago will tell you that they have lived with AIDS for 30 years, and they are quite rightly proud of that. We respect people's right to use the word to describe themselves if they wish. The success of the drug treatment means that people with HIV may have a normal life expectancy, as long as they are diagnosed early enough, and have access to and can adhere to the medication. It is now likely that people will die of conditions related to old age, not their HIV. The HIV-related deaths we see in the UK now tend to be people who are diagnosed very late or long-term diagnosed with multiple drug resistance. The only way to be sure that you have HIV is to have a test. The tests are many and varied, and at THT we use rapid tests, and currently we use finger prick blood tests, although oral swab tests are available. The new 4th generation tests look for antigen, as well as antibodies, so can pick up an infection around 4 to 6 weeks. However, most tests still have a 3 months window period. When people are diagnosed, they will have regular blood tests including viral load and CD4. It is important that people know that the CD4 numbers they are given are the amount of CD4 cells in a microscopic amount of blood, not in their whole body. When there are signs that their CD4 cells are going down and their viral load is increasing, they will be put on a drug regime. Some hospitals now also give a CD4 percentage, which is the percentage of CD4 cells you have as a percentage of the total number of white blood cells in your body. This is another indicator of how your immune system is doing.